Imagine you are sitting in a highly competitive job interview, or perhaps at a sophisticated dinner party. Across the table from you sits someone who is, by all observable metrics, absolutely perfect. They are wearing an impeccably tailored outfit. Their resume is flawless. Every single answer they give is insightful, articulate, and delivered without a single stutter. They are physically attractive, charming, and they exude an aura of total, unshakable control over their life. You look at this person, and your brain immediately recognizes their high status. You respect them. You deeply admire them. But if you're being completely, brutally honest with yourself, you don't actually like them very much. Their sheer perfection makes you feel incredibly small, defensive, and uncomfortably hyper-aware of your own flaws. But then, something totally unexpected happens. As this brilliant, flawless individual reaches across the table to make another profound point, their hand catches the edge of their mug. They knock it over. Hot coffee violently spills all over their pristine clothes and across the expensive table. They let out a mortified gasp, their face flushes bright red, and they frantically start dabbing at the mess with a tiny, useless napkin, muttering a genuine, embarrassed apology. And in that exact fraction of a second, your brain does something profoundly strange. The heavy, intimidating tension in the room instantly evaporates. You smile, you suddenly feel a massive wave of warmth and empathy toward them. Simply because they messed up, you instantly like them significantly more. This is not a random emotional quirk. It is one of the weirdest, most counterintuitive, and deeply fascinating findings in the entire field of social psychology. It is called the Pratfall Effect. And once you truly understand how it manipulates the way we perceive each other, it will completely shatter the way you show up in almost every single social situation that matters. For our entire lives, modern society drills a very specific, exhausting equation into our heads. Perfection equals love. We are taught that to be accepted, we must vigorously hide our mistakes, polish our resumes, digitally filter our photographs, and project an image of absolute competence. But in 1966, a brilliant social psychologist named Elliot Aronson suspected that human nature was far more complicated than that. He believed that perfection doesn't actually invite connection, it prevents it. To prove this, Aronson designed what is widely considered one of the most elegant and revealing experiments in the history of psychology. He recorded a man pretending to try out for a highly competitive college quiz show on audio tape. Aronson created a few different versions of this audition. On the first tape, the man being interviewed was clearly brilliant. He answered a staggering 92% of the extremely difficult questions correctly. During the casual interview portion, he casually mentioned being an honor student and the editor of his school yearbook. He was the definition of put together. On the second tape, Aronson recorded a completely different version. This man was aggressively average. He only got about 30% of the questions right, and his background was completely unimpressive. Then, Aronson took those two tapes and made a slight modification. He created two more versions. In these new versions, right near the end of the interview, you suddenly hear a small, chaotic commotion. There's a loud clatter of a chair moving, the sharp sound of coffee cups crashing, and the man lets out a genuine, embarrassed laugh. You hear him say, clearly mortified, "Oh my goodness, I've spilled coffee all over my new suit." That was it. A tiny, humiliating moment. A pratfall. Aronson took these 4 distinct tapes and played them for different groups of people, asking them one incredibly simple question. How much do you like this person? If you follow the standard logic of our hyper-competitive society, the results should be obvious. People prefer people who seem completely put together. So the brilliant, flawless man should win no matter what. But the results completely defied conventional logic. The brilliant man who stayed perfectly composed and never made a mistake came in second place. But the exact same brilliant man, the one who answered 92% of the questions correctly, but then clumsily spilled hot coffee all over himself, came in first. And he didn't just win by a little, he won by a massive margin. He was rated significantly more likable, more attractive, and more approachable than the polished, competent, non-spilling version of himself. One tiny, undeniably embarrassing moment made a highly intelligent man vastly more lovable than he was without it. Aronson named this strange phenomenon the Pratfall Effect. To understand why your brain reacts this way, we have to look under the hood of human social evolution. When someone seems absolutely perfect, when they present a flawless facade with no visible weaknesses, your brain does not actually register them as a human being. It registers them as an object. A statue on a pedestal. A beautiful painting on a gallery wall. You can stand back and admire a statue. You can respect its craftsmanship, and you can be intimidated by its scale, but you cannot connect with it. A statue does not bleed, it does not cry, and it does not spill coffee. Perfection inherently creates a massive psychological distance. It triggers our insecurities because deep down, we know we are deeply flawed, and standing next to perfection makes our own inadequacies feel glaringly obvious. A small, visible flaw does the exact opposite. When that brilliant person spills their coffee, it sends a powerful, primal, and quiet signal directly to the observer's brain. That signal says, this is a real, fragile human being. This is not a performance. That sudden display of vulnerability shatters the pedestal. It lowers the social barrier almost instantly. It makes a highly admirable, intimidating person suddenly feel reachable. And reachable people are the ones you actually want to be friends with. Reachable people are the ones you trust. But here is exactly where most people completely misunderstand the psychology, and where the pratfall effect gets genuinely dangerous if you try to use it blindly. It does not work for everyone. In Aronson's original experiment, there was another side to the data. Remember the average man, the one who only got 30% of the questions right and had an unimpressive background? When he spilled his coffee, the audience's reaction was entirely different. He was rated the least likable of all four versions. He was liked even less than the version of himself where he didn't spill anything at all. If someone is already perceived as unimpressive, disorganized, or incompetent, and then they make a highly visible mistake, your brain does not find them more human or endearing. You find them pathetic. The pratfall effect comes with a strict, non-negotiable prerequisite. You absolutely must be seen as highly competent first. On a high performer, a stumble looks like charming humanity. It grounds them. But on a low performer, the exact same stumble looks like undeniable proof of their inadequacy. The brutal truth of human psychology is that vulnerability without substance isn't charming. It's just weakness. You cannot use a mistake to make people like you if you haven't already given them a reason to respect you. There's also a second, equally important catch. The pratfall has to be absolutely, undeniably real. In the modern era of social media, people have read about vulnerability and they try to weaponize it. Influencers post carefully curated, perfectly lit photos of themselves crying to seem authentic. CEOs write highly rehearsed, self-deprecating posts on LinkedIn to manufacture relatability. But the human brain is a highly evolved, incredibly sophisticated deception detection machine. We are unbelievably good at detecting performed vulnerability. If you rehearse a self-deprecating line to seem humble, if you intentionally manufacture a small mistake just to look relatable, the audience's subconscious feels the manipulation immediately, and the effect violently reverses. The original research only worked because the coffee spill sounded like a genuine chaotic accident. The brilliant man wasn't pretending. He was genuinely mortified. That raw realness is the entire active ingredient of the pratfall effect. Fake humility registers in the human brain the exact same way fake perfection does. It reads as a calculated performance. It reads as manipulation. And the moment the audience senses that, the social barrier goes right back up, thicker and higher than it was before. In 2013, the actress Jennifer Lawrence was walking up the stairs to accept the Oscar for Best Actress. Hundreds of millions of people were watching live, and in that ultimate moment of Hollywood perfection, she tripped on her massive gown and fell face first onto the stairs. The internet didn't mock her, the media didn't tear her down. The world absolutely fell in love with her. She had just won Best Actress. Her supreme competence was entirely unquestionable. She was already at the very top of the hierarchy. The fall didn't pull her down from her status. It pulled her closer to the rest of us. It was a perfect, real-time demonstration of Elliot Aronson's 1966 experiment. The lesson here is profound. And it is the exact opposite of what the modern, hyper-curated world demands of you. Show your absolute skill first. Work hard, build undeniable competence, and demonstrate your value to the room. But once you have done that, let yourself be human second. Stop trying to digitally filter your entire existence. Stop agonizing over the moments where you stuttered in a meeting, or the times you accidentally spilled your drink at a party. People do not actually want to be around a flawless, untouchable statue. They want to be around someone who is good enough to respect and real enough to trust. The exact moment you stop desperately polishing every single surface of who you are, the moment you finally let the small, authentic cracks show on top of real substance, you become something very few people in this world actually are. You become someone who can be deeply, genuinely liked, not just coldly admired. And those are the people the rest of the world never forgets. If you are tired of performing for a society that demands perfection and want to keep uncovering the psychological truths that actually govern human behavior, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Because in our next video, we are going to explore the darkest reality of all, the ultimate fate of your legacy. What actually happens to human memory, and why the fact that you will eventually be completely forgotten is not a tragedy, but the ultimate mercy. We will uncover the profound truth of the unvisited graves. Keep questioning your programming, and I will see you next time.